Woo! Let's kick this off. This is Secret Society of Cows, and I'm Rob. And what we're getting into today is going to be the new He-Man Revelations. There's 2 seasons to it. There's a total of 10 episodes. But before we dive into that video, I just want to let y'all know if you like the content, you like the channel, please go down. It only takes a second. Hit that subscribe button, and definitely make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It makes all the difference in the world. I'll thank you all in advance for that. Now, let's dive into this video. For me, growing up, He-Man was one of my favorite shows. I would rush home from school every day, and it was He-Man, it was Thundercats, G.I. Joe, and when I heard that the new He-Man Revelations was coming out, I was so stoked, and I'm sure so many of y'all out there were too. And on top of that, Kevin Smith has always, for me, been a great producer and a storyteller, from Mallrats all the way through Jay and Silent Bob, Clerk. There's just so much awesome stuff that he's put out there. On top of that, I was a gigantic fan of comic book men. Still am. I still watch reruns every now and then. So when I found out this was coming out and that it was produced by Kevin Smith, I just cannot tell you how excited I was to check this out. Now, with that being said, this is definitely not the He-Man that I grew up with. One of the things that seem to be going on in pop culture lately is the misleading of what the brand is. I don't think there's anything wrong with changing the content, telling a different story with the same characters, making it more relevant for today to get new audience members. But I think when you do that, you need to be honest about what you're putting out there. And with Kevin Smith, that seems to have been a gigantic thing. And one of the things that was so misleading about it is He-Man himself, because he's really not in it much at all. And not just He-Man, a lot of the other characters that are in there, like Moss Man and Merman, Fisto, Ram Man. There's so many characters that they throw in there, and they're barely in there at all. And in a lot of ways, even the way that they're used in the story doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like they're thrown in there just for fan service, and that's it. They're not long term in the story. They pop up here and there. They have their own little story going on, and even a lot of that doesn't make sense. Now, what was good about the show was the animation. The animation was sick. I loved it. The fight scenes were really good. All of the animation that was done in this show is literally top notch. Some of the best animation you're gonna see out there. So it makes it really hard when you're loving what you're watching, but you're not really loving the story. Even the character arcs in the story fall very flat. There's just some real big leaps and jumps in some of the characters, including Teela, mainly Teela, that just don't really fit the narrative of the original He-Man, and really doesn't make a lot of sense in the new He-Man. I also feel that with 5 episodes per season, that the show was really rushed. You can definitely tell that with the storytelling. If you've kept up with any of the drama that's gone on with Kevin Smith and the backlash between season 1, it really feels like there's some jumps in season 2 that they tried to just kind of steer the ship in a different direction to kind of make up for some of the backlash. You can feel the jumps in there, and there's still a lot of plot points that are open, and a lot of it just doesn't tie together. So with all that being said, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I really didn't like the show too much. I love the animation. I think it could have been a great show if there was definitely much more backstory to some of the older characters that we were all anticipating on seeing. We all wanted to see a lot of these characters. Trapjaw, Triclops, you know, I could just keep going on and on with the characters that are in this show, and they just make, some of them, not all of them, some of them make just such a brief appearance in there. They wasted so much with this show, and that's what I'm disappointed in. If you're going into this and you're gonna watch it, anticipate that, right? So until next time, I'm out of here. I will see y'all later on.